We have continued our journey south and landed in Baker, Nevada, which is on the east side of Nevada, about halfway down. And from the past few hours drive, there's not a whole lot in northeastern Nevada. It's a lot of ranch land, I think. So we stopped to get fuel and check out this fuel station. It's crazy. It's just a few pumps in the middle of a big dirt field, not manned. There's not like, you know, a building that sells drinks and snacks. It's just in the middle of nowhere. It's just funny to see. So yeah, of course it's pay at the pump and we're fueling up back there. So we use an app called Fuely on TJ's phone. I think it costs maybe $10.
There's a free version, but the paid version is better for us, for what we do, and I think it's only a few dollars, $4 or $5.
And it tracks every time we fuel up. He also keeps like the oil changes on there, and when we get propane filled for the Airstream.
Yep. So you can set it up for different vehicles. So we have 3 vehicles set up in there, and it kind of keeps track of your mileage and how much you've spent on fuel and how many miles you've driven and when you need to change the oil again. And you even have brake reminders set up in there, right? I have service reminders for multiple things, but yes.
Yeah, so like when the brakes are due to be changed, or the tires, or, you know, just all of the maintenance things that you should keep up with. But today we hit a milestone.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a milestone or not, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it's something we should be happy about, but we've been using this since day one of hitting the road, I think, right?
Yep, so almost 2 years now.
And today we hit $10,000 spent
on fuel.
So not necessarily something that we're excited about or proud of, but it's a milestone nonetheless. And honestly, I don't know, I'm kind of surprised that it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah, in 2 years with the cost of diesel, I agree. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah, we've been from Florida to Washington State and back twice. We've driven 35,000?
Almost 36,000 miles.
Yeah, so kind of interesting. Definitely loving that app.
Yep, great app.
We should note that app also tells us our fuel economy.
Yep, keeps track of fuel economy, keeps track of total gallons used, cost of that, and how many logs you've made, and also mileage. So
our average fuel economy averages somewhere around 12 miles per gallon.
Yep, right around 12.
Yeah, so on a tough pull day like today was pretty much all uphill. We've only come up in elevation to get where we are.
And quite a bit. Yeah,
was like 10.2 miles to the gallon, but then there are other days when we'll fill up and get 13, 14 miles to the gallon. So, it all averages out to right around 12.
So the reason we've come to Baker, Nevada is to come to Great Basin National Park.
Yep, and the first thing we're going to do is tour the Lehman Caves. Headed in now. It's an $11 a person tour, and they only offer guided tours.
And they do sell out, so make sure you plan ahead for that.
Yes, reservations are recommended for sure.
Ready to go caving?
Let's do it.
And I'll wrangle the last few people and we'll get started, all right? Let's head into Lehman Caves. Where I like to start my tours is to actually have us go back about 1 million years. reason we still call it Lehman's Caves is because in early 1885, he managed to get an item in the newspaper that said, Ab Lehman has found a cave of wondrous beauty, and he's going to go in with a sledgehammer and see what's really there. So that's what he did. And so he's the discoverer because he was the first to break open this speleothem that would have been blocking the space right here, build a path into the cave, and start charging people for the pleasure of seeing Ab Lehman's wondrous caves.
We are camping inside Great Basin National Park at the Upper Lehman Campground. It's dry camping for $15 a night, and they're really nice sites. Should be noted though that there aren't many sites that are large enough to fit a rig our size. And so amenities wise, they've got bathrooms but no showers, water fill stations and dump stations, but no electric or water at the site. So today we're headed up to Wheeler Peak and we're going to attempt to do a hike. So the Bristol Cone Trail hike on paper is a pretty easy hike. It's 2.8 miles, 600 feet of elevation. Probably a lot of people could do this trail without problem. The reason we said we're going to attempt the hike is because of the elevation. It starts at 9,800 feet.
Bree is pretty sensitive to the elevation. We kind of found that out last year in Taos, New Mexico. We did 10,000 to 12,000 and she struggled quite a bit.
I got altitude sickness. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and we got a pretty stern talking to on YouTube.
We've come more prepared this time.
We have. We're dressed appropriately. We're dressed in layers. We've got snacks, we've got water, and we've also got this oxygen.
Yeah, now we don't know if this is a gimmick or not, but we have it just in case.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just the placebo effect and it just makes me think I'm feeling better.
Whatever helps, for sure.
Exactly.
So we made it. It wasn't too bad.
No, not too bad at all. I didn't breathe any heavier than usual. I don't really think that the altitude had too much effect, but we took it nice and easy. So.
Yep, and we made it up to the Bristol Cone Grove.
Yes, so the reason I was so insistent on wanting to hike this particular trail is because it is home to the Wheeler Peak Grove of Bristol Cone pines. That was a mouthful. So the Bristol Cone pine is a really fascinating tree.
Yep.
Because it is the oldest known living tree.
In the world.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a debate if it is the oldest known living thing, because the creosote bush might potentially beat out the bristlecone pine, but some of these suckers can be as much as 5,000 years old.
So I find it interesting that they actually flourish
in harsh conditions. They actually grow better.
They thrive.
At high altitudes, in windy conditions, cold. And
yeah, exactly. That's actually what makes them, or what gives them their longevity, because they thrive in these high altitude, super cold, super windy conditions. They grow very, very slowly.
Yep, sometimes less than a growth ring a year.
Yes, and that slow growth makes their wood very hard and very dense, dense and very resistant to fungi and
insects and rot.
Yeah, exactly. And so they just keep on plugging and just live forever. They're a really amazing tree, and I really, really, really wanted to see them. So I'm so glad that we were able to make this hike up here. They're totally different. Usually when you think of really old trees, like the redwoods can be thousands of years old, and when you think of those, you think of massive trees. But the bristlecone pines are actually relatively small and real like gnarly looking. They're
twisty and curvy and not just your typical straight tree.
Belong in a Halloween movie or something, right? Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool hike and pretty cool spot to stop.
Yeah.
So we are headed out of Great Basin National Park today. Pretty cool place, it really was. Some interesting facts: it is one of the least visited national parks. It gets 167,000 visitors a year.
It is remote.
Yeah, it is in the middle of nowhere, which may be one of the reasons why it doesn't get visited as often.
Right.
It is out here for sure.
It's been a good stay for us, but we are moving on today.
Moving on.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to give us a thumbs up.
And if you want to keep following along, make sure you subscribe.
Thanks for watching, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.